Reflection on the Cross by one of the Roman soldiers. I've never really liked it here. It's a smelly, grim little armpit of a posting. The locals are loons. At any moment some crazed teenage kid might come at you with a knife, and you can't tell if the girls are babes, because they're all covered up. Fleshpots of the East? Don't have a laugh. Say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, any little thing, and it can set off a riot. As I've said, I've never really liked it here. The work is endless, and it's dirty and grim too. The prefect likes his punishment. He likes all the whipping and the crucifixions. It's all right for him up there in his palace. He doesn't even have to put people through a trial half the time. But it's us who has to do the dirty work. Whipping, beating, driving the condemned up the hill, hammering the nails in. It's us soldiers who make it happen, while the prefect, well, he just sits up in his suites having a right old time. And while I'm at it, what was he thinking? I can't even believe that he went and freed that scumbag Barabbas. He'd nearly bit my ear off when I'd arrested him earlier. That said, mustn't grumble. Only had 3 to crucify today, as the prefect needs as many of us as possible for guard duty tonight. So he's been all merciful like. There's a load of Jews in town from the countryside, so the city is packed to bursting. There's some festival or other. Don't really know. What I do know is that it's double guard duty for the rest of the lads, whilst I handle these 3. We've only got basic rations, and no fun is allowed in the city, whatever that might mean. It was an odd one today, mind, this guy Jeshua. I'd never heard of him. Some wandering prophet, so the crowds called him. There was a lot of whispering about this one, and those temple folk were right upset with him, I can tell you that for sure. Some of them called him the king. That's what the prefect wrote on the board above his head anyways. King of the Jews. I don't really get the joke, to be honest. But there we go. The prefect seemed to think it was funny. What's weird is that he never fought back. At his trial, he didn't defend himself, didn't say anything really. He just accepted what people said about him. And then, on the way up to the hill, when he got kicked and he fell, he didn't complain. He didn't say a thing. He just took it. Some of his friends were there with him, following along in the crowd. Sometimes he looked at them, but they seemed to melt away whenever we got near. By the time we got to the end, they were all gone. I've always hated the next part of the job. You've got to get up real close and personal. It's not like the heat of battle where the other guy's got a fighting chance. Nah, this lot, they're just the next in a long line of people who've broken the law. And then, just as I was done hammering home the last nail, this guy, he turned round to me. He looked at me. Looked into me even, and then he turned up to the heavens and asked his God to forgive me for what I was doing. Me? What did I need forgiveness for? I'm just doing my job here, mate. You're the one needing help, not me. That's what I thought. But he screamed. They all do in the end. Some are tough and hardy and others cry from the very beginning. But they all scream as the nails go in, and then again as we raise them up. I guess it must hurt. But it didn't end there. He kept on going with the weird stuff while he was up there, and the women were all wailing and all around him. It was getting hot. I was pretty tired and thirsty, and I hear him telling one of the guys next to him that they were on their way to paradise together. Well, good luck with that fella. What was really weird, though, was the centurion. When this Jeshua died, he fell to his knees, he beat his breast, and he prayed out to God how this man was innocent. I've never seen old Longinus look like that before. I wonder what came over him, and what was so special about this one over all the others. And, more to the point, if he was innocent, how come he's up there on that cross then, eh? I suggest he might have just had a bit too much wine with his lunch. I'll check with the lads in the mess hall later. Anyway, I'm going to be knocking off for the night soon. It's the local Sabbath tomorrow, so I should have a good quiet one. You never know, I might find a good price for these sandals I won. Enough to pay for some decent wine with the lads tomorrow at least. But I wonder, what was so special about that Jeshua? Why did our centurion behave as he did? I guess I'll never know.